This is 30 degrees. This angle here this angle is 94 degrees. All right. And from here all the way to here is 40 meters. What we are looking for, we are looking for the height of the tree. Let's pick a brown color here. So we are looking for from here all the way to here. I'm going to call this one H. So we are looking for the height of H. So can you guys solve for H? So this is like a real life questions. I mean, we are able to measure from the tree to here. Then we can just the tape measure. We are with the camera, we are able to find the angle to the top of the tree. And we are also able to measure this one easily because it's in the ground. But we are not able to get the tape measure from the top of the tree, measured all the way to the ground. So with what we learned, we should be able to find the height of the tree. So let's see who can. So if we have some pictures in exam or homework, the first thing we should do, we should make this one to, we should get the picture, the background, make it to the triangle. Good. So what's going to happen, we have a triangle almost like this. This is 30 degrees. Here is 40 meters. This angle is 94 degrees. We are looking for H. So basically they're asking us solve the triangle. So in your note sheet, you need to navigate to the part of the note that you have about how to solve a triangle. If we have a right triangle, if our triangle was right, I mean that's 90 degrees, 90 degrees, they call it 9, I mean this is a right triangle. If this is alpha, I'm going to call this one like A, B, C. We are able to use the Pythagorean theorem. So this only works for the one with the 90 degrees, correct? Also, we are able to apply sine of alpha, which is opposite over hypotenuse. We have cosine of alpha is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent of alpha equal to opposite over adjacent. So we can just continue cotangent, secant, and cosecant, but most of them come from these two. So this is the foundation of this course. If you accidentally use this Pythagorean theorem for the type of triangle which is not 90 degrees, that means you don't know, you didn't learn this course. All right. So this is very important. So this formula only happens on the right triangle. So in the final exam, if I see a mistake like this, so there's a question for me why you guys apply this. So only on the right triangle. Good. Then if we don't have a right triangle, For any other triangle, like a triangle like this, if this is A, this is going to be A, this is B, and C, correct? So definitely this is not the right triangle because this one is more than 90. Then we learn one type of law. So they call law of sine. So law of sine said sine of A, sine of this angle here over the side, the length of the side front of it, A, will be equal to sine of B over B equal to sine of C over C. So this is one of the beautiful formula to use for any type of triangle. All right, so and there's another law, but let's use this one. Let's see if we can actually solve that question. So I'm going to go to this, which is same as this one, okay? So law of sine said sine of 30 degrees over h. So sine of 30 degrees over h that you're looking for should be equal to, if I say sine of 94 over this length, but this is unknown. If I say sine of 94 degrees, I'm going to call this one C. If I use this two, I'm not able to solve because we have two unknown, H and C. Equal to, so this is out. I can write sine of this angle, sine of, we are able to find this measure. Why? Because this is 30, that's 94, and this angle will be, we need to subtract 124 from 180. Because if you add all of them, you should get 180, and this will be, Yvette, what did you get for this measure?
Sorry, the making machine. 56.
That's okay. So we have 94 plus 30 equal to 124. 180 minus 124, it will be 56 degrees. 56 degrees. So I can write sine of 56 over 40. So if you use this two, it will work. So I'm going to rewrite it again. So we have sine of 30 degrees divided by h that we are looking for. That was a 3, height of the 3, equal to sine of 56 degree divided by 40. Now, this one we need to solve. Sine of 30, I know you guys know, we have it as 1/2, but sine of 56, we don't know it, and we use a calculator. So before you use the calculator, you need to have h one side. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to get h sine of 56 degrees equal to 40 sine of 30 degrees. I divided by sine 56 degree, and I'm done. I've got h, which is the height. It will be 40 multiplied by sine of 30 degrees divided by sine of 56 degrees. Now we use the calculator. So And we don't want to mistype in the calculator. First, you have to make sure your calculator has a degree on a unit in degrees. Also, the way you punch in, we're going to plug this one in and divide it by sine of 56. Karen, can you do this? Tell me how big is h?
Do you want me to do it on the calculator or?
No, yeah, calculate. We cannot do it in our head. But sine of 30 is 1/2. 40 times 1/2 is 20. So what is 20 divided by sine of 56 degrees?
56 degrees is
Yeah.
0.8290. Keeps going.
Yeah. No, what is 20 divided by that?
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Yeah. We have plenty of time.
Professor,
Yes.
it's 24.12.
Let's see what Karen knows. Karen, what'd you get? Karen?
Sorry, is that I had to do it on my phone, but it says
Sorry,
that.
sorry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But make sure you have a calculator on the exam. Yeah, your phone, you need to download the advanced calculator app to do this. But we don't want to lose point here, guys. I know you have a very expensive and smartphone, but sometimes you don't see a button of inverse or sine and cosine. Make sure we don't lose that. So if you plug in the calculator, we get 24.12 and the unit is meter. All right, any question for this?
Can you go back? Thank you.
Sure. Area. What is the area of this triangle? What was the formula to find the area of a triangle? It was base times height divided by 2, correct? So you say, oh, 1/2 base times h. So this can be base. This can be the height. Why do I call it height? Because it's 90 degrees. So I can use that formula. So it's 1/2 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 5. This gives me 25, whatever unit is square. We love right triangle. What about this guy? What's the area of This triangle is not a right triangle, but we have the height to the base. Good. So I can use the same formula. I can say 1/2 base is 15, height is 6. If I multiply, I get 45. If this is centimeter, we're gonna have centimeter square. So we find the area of this triangle as well. What about if we don't have a height? Like this triangle. This is 102, 102 degrees. This is A equal to 90 meter, B equal to 52 meter. What is the area of this guy? We proved the formula a long time ago when we learned about sine. Anybody remember that formula? Oops. Anybody? The formula was 1/2 A times B sine of, for example, sine of C. So instead of, we don't have a height here, but we can find the heights of the base. So we make a right triangle. We prove this one that the area of a triangle, any triangle, if we have two sides, for example, if we have A, B, C, correct? This is C, that's B, that's A. We can write the area will be 1/2 AB sine of C, or 1/2 BC sine A, or 1/2 AC sine B. So you have a question like this in your final exam. How do you find the area? So I don't give you a right triangle to just multiply, divide by 2. I don't give you height, but I give you two sides, and the question is, what is the area? So we have two sides. One of them is here, another one is there. We also have an angle between them. So we are able to use one of this formula. So in this case will be 1/2 90 multiplied by 52 sine of 102 degrees. So this is the formula for area for this particular triangle. We're gonna have 45 times 52 times sine of 102 degrees. So you just plug it like this in your calculator and you get the number. So the good thing about this chapter is, good or bad, we use calculator a lot. I know you guys love to use calculator, especially Elizabeth. But here you just can use it.
Professor?
Yes.
Why couldn't we just do base times height divided by 2 again? I think you said it, but I missed it.
Yeah. So base times height. In this triangle here, what is the height? We don't have the height. Correct? Here we had the height. Because height when happens when it's 90 degrees, correct? If I ask, for example, let's see, we have a person here. For example, if I say, what is the height of this person? We get the height from the top, from here, exactly perpendicular to the ground, correct? This will be the height. That's how we measure the height. I cannot get the tape measure go this way and say, oh, this is your height. It's going to be 10 feet or 20 feet. So it has to be from the top, has to be perpendicular. I mean, 90 degrees. This is the height. I show you guys that this is 90 degrees. So back to this example. This is a 102, correct? So we don't have height. So we cannot just use 1/2 base times height. You need to use the more advanced formula. Correct, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Good. You asked very detailed and good question. Very good. All right, let's move to another triangle. Are you guys ready? We have B equal to 9 meters. This is C. This is A. That's B. So solve. We're going to solve this triangle with the happiest mind. Actually, the eyes should be this way. Can you guys work on this one? When we see a solve a triangle, that means you need to find everything. You need to, A, we have C is unknown, correct? This C we don't have. This B we don't have. This B, measure. And the length A we don't have. Can I use Pythagorean theorem, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
What?
To find A?
Yeah. Elizabeth, how can I use Pythagorean theorem here?
12 squared. No, sorry. A squared plus 9 squared equals 12 squared.
It's not a right triangle.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Elizabeth, my drawing was going crazy. This is not the right triangle. Good, Jonathan. So we don't want to do that mistake. Okay, that's a bad mistake. Pythagorean theorem. The guy, I think it looks like this. He was there was a Greek guy, almost looked like this. I don't want you guys to forget this drawing. This happens only on the right triangle. Only on the right triangle. That means it has to be 90 degrees, correct? Otherwise, don't even think about it. That would be bad approach. So when we cannot use Pythagorean theorem, that means we left with law of sine. Can we use law of sine? So Pythagorean is out. Let's do the right law of sine. We have sine. We have sine of 25 degrees over A equal to sine of B degrees over 9 equal to sine of C over 12. So this is law of sine, almost next to the Pythagorean guy. Can we use this? By using law of sine, are we able to solve for A? Jonathan. Edison, can we use law of sine?
To solve this?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, the answer is no, because for law of sine, so we have, two equal signs. We have here and here. That's everything about law of sine for this triangle. But any two equations, if you pick this, we have two unknown, B and A is unknown. We cannot solve two unknowns in one equation. If you pick this two, again, we have two unknowns, B and C. If you pick this two, still we have two unknowns. So law of sine will not work. Good. This Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean guy is super happy. So great, law of sine doesn't work. But the good news is we have another law. They call it law of cosine. So what is law of cosine? I'm going to write it here and then back to that. For any triangle, that you can apply it to right triangle as well, but we don't use it on the right triangle because when we have a right triangle, we can use Pythagorean theorem or all the basic rules. This is A, this lowercase a front of that. I'm going to call this B, this will be B, and this C. So law of cosine, we have if A is unknown, for example, if this is unknown, we can write A squared equal to B squared plus C squared. Elizabeth can say, oh, this is exactly the same as what I said. But no, this is Pythagorean, but minus is the formula continue. Minus 2 times B times C cosine of A. This is super beautiful. All right. I mean, you don't need to memorize it. If you want to memorize it, good for you, but not you will put it in your note sheet, but you need to know which formula to use. And I can write the same thing for b squared. B squared equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine of b. Also, c squared equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. So this is law of cosine. Why? Because you see cosine on the formula. Any question? Elizabeth, question?
No.
So you guys learn new formula. So when they, when I ask you guys solve the triangle, we have law of cosine, law of sine, and the basic rule, if the triangle is a right triangle. Good. So one more time, if I ask you guys solve a triangle, you will love to have a question which has a 90-degree here, because you can use Pythagorean theorem, or you can use the basic law of sine and cosine. Good, you will love this one. Also, you will like to have a question that you can apply law of sine. Why? Because law of sine is much simpler look than law of cosine. So I'm going to say this a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. Mark, this is sine a over a equal to sine b over b equal to sine c over c, correct? This is still is good. So the first check mark is you see if the triangle is right. If it's not, so if it's not, don't get super upset. You see if you can apply the law of sine. If you cannot use law of sine, don't be super angry. You need to use law of cosine. So there's only 3 ways. So back to, this is law of cosine. All right. Now I'm going to go back to this question. We weren't able to use law of sine. We were hoping to use law of sine, but didn't work. Good. Because any two, when you pick, you have 2 unknown. So let's write the law of cosine. So a squared, we're looking for a, we have b and c. So I'm going to write a squared equal to, write the formula, b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of 25 degrees. A squared equal to 9 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 9 times 12 times cosine of 25 degrees. I'm going to make some room, get rid of this law of sine. And our favorite guy, Pythagoras. So a squared equal to 81 plus 144. I need you guys' help for multiplying 2 times 9 is 18. What is 18 times 12?
216.
Cosine of 25 degrees. 81 plus 144 is 225. I think so. Minus 216 cosine of 25. Now, how do we plug in the calculator? I know you guys don't like this. This is the last thing we're learning in this course. And you guys should be very happy that you learn something super advanced. All right. Yes. How do you not cheat? So we need to use law of cosine. Law of cosine, nobody likes, has so much algebra, but by step and mistake free, we should be able to solve. So far we did everything good. Can I subtract 225 minus 216 first?
No, you need to multiply 216 and cosine.
Very good. So I mean, sometimes I see people do a mistake. I know, I mean, you like to subtract after doing this advanced algebra, but here is a multiplication. So we do multiplication first. So what is 216 times cosine of 25 degree, Yvette? Now that you can talk.
I got 195.76.
Then 225 minus 195.76. The answer is
29.24.
thanks, Elizabeth. So what is A now? What's the value of A?
Is it the square root of 29?
Very good. So the formula here is A squared, guys. I don't want you just put, I mean, that it would kind of is sad to lose point at this point because you guys did so much good up to here, but this is A squared. So A will be radical 29.24. If I do it like this, is it? No. Somehow I'm trying to come up with something that you guys see my hand, which is easier to understand. So we're going to be radical 29.24, and Elizabeth and Yvette or Elizabeth or somebody else tell me what's the answer. So 5 points.
Four.
Okay, 5.4. Thanks. So we solve for A through law of cosine. I want to put dollar sign here or a Bitcoin. That means this is the money. This is advanced. This is somehow, I mean, this is something that people make money on the real life. Anyway, so how do we solve for C and B? This is 5.5. How do I get this measure now and this measure? Law of cosine. So now we're dealing with the measure. That means if you add 25 degrees plus C plus B should be 180 degrees. We have one equations, but two unknown, correct? So we cannot solve B and C. We need something else. How do we solve? Any hints for me? Edison, what do you think?
Law of sine.
Wow, very good, Edison. So we want to use subtract from 180, but we have two unknown. So you need to use some of the advanced formula. Edison said law of sine. Law of cosine might work, but we don't want to go to this that ugly is a complicated formula. Law of sine is more easy to work with. So I want to see if I can use law of cosine. So law of cosine said sine of A over A equal to sine of B over B. I'm going to just write this one. So we have sine of 25 over 5.4 equal to sine of B that we are looking for over 9. So now we have one equation, one unknown. So we cross multiply. We cross multiply. We have 5.4 sine of B equal to 9 times sine of 25. Sine of B equal to 9 multiplied by sine of 25 divided by 5.4. So what is B here? Morocco. How do we solve for B?
Would it be inverse of sine?
Excellent. Very nice. So here what we have is sine of B, okay? We are not looking for sine of B, we are looking for B, this B. So first step is we need to calculate this. What do we get when you multiply 9 times sine of 25 over 5.4? What's the answer here? Anybody can do this for me? What is 9 times sine of 25 over 5.4?
Zero point 7434950.
Okay. Let's leave it at 0.74. So sine of B equal to 0.74. What is B? Same as Marakel said. She said we use inverse. So sine of B equal to 0.74. Then B equal to sine inverse of 0.74. Now, what is B? What is sine inverse of 0.74?
I got 0.83307.
No, that's not true. Did you make sure? make sure you have in degrees. This we don't want to lose point. Make sure B is in the degrees, not radiant. Yvette, what did you get? You were trying to say something.
47.7.
I get this one. Sorry, Karen. 47.7 goes here. How do we solve for C now? Should I use law of sine, law of cosine, your favorite one, or the basic 180? We can use law of sine, we can use law of cosine, but if somebody pay you, you just do this, because the easy way is we have 25, we have 47, so we subtract from 180. All right, so we don't want to use those advanced formula. So we have 25 plus 47.7 plus C equal to 180. C will be 180. 25 plus 47 is 60, 72 minus 72.7. Which is 107.3. Correct? Let's go 107.3. All right, guys, we can right on time. Thank you so much for joining today.